Rap Soup. I'm Matt, Mike, and Nick. New decade, 2000, new millennium. So sick. Good
so
year.
sick. Yeah.
Good year. Two of my favorite albums ever,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of other good ones. Kind of weird. I feel like the early 2000s are about to be like listening to 20 plus albums a year from the early 2000s is going to be way more different than even the late 90s.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell a lot of
This-
people really tried to play into the turn
new-
of the millennium.
Yeah, I was just about to say yeah.
Some Y2K tweak going on.
Yeah.
Like De La Soul, Artificial Intelligence, and like Deltron 3030 and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stankonia.
Technology was in the minds of people in 2000.
Yeah. It was a good mixture of shit. You had a lot of guys that were big since the early 90s. You had new people. You had some sick underground stuff. Ludacris comes out. 3-6 Mafia gets kind of big. Aesop Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z's kind of different.
A lot of cool,
Big
lot of cool
improvement on
stuff.
Jay-Z's. Yeah. Pause here to check out which albums we listened to in the year 2000.
So we're going to start with some honorable mentions from this year. Albums that are very good, but just didn't quite make the cut. I have two to begin. I have Quality Control by Jurassic 5, something I've never heard of before, but it's actually some of the most fun beats and flows I've ever heard on an album. It's something that I keep revisiting and finding new stuff because it's pretty unique and unlike most stuff, and I'm so into it. And the other one is Restless by Exhibit. This made me realize how sick Exhibit is. Truthfully. When I have an Exhibit story, though. In 2014, I went to the Gumball 3000, which is a supercar rally, and it was in Miami. And to start the rally, Exhibit was in a fighter pilot suit, like the green jumpsuit with an American flag, waving it back and forth.
What?
And it was like 90 and humid, and he was so sweaty, but it was so sick. I also saw Big Bun B there, too, eating dinner.
That's
That was crazy. Yeah.
Are those your two?
Yep.
All right. My honorable mentions are Artificial Intelligence, Mosaic Thump by De La Soul. So much different from their earlier stuff. It was really, really playing into the new millennium there, and it was so sick. Fantastic Volume 2 by Slum Village. Awesome features, awesome beats. Jay Dilla's out of his mind, of another world. But my favorite songs from that are the ones with Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes and Corrupt and Pete Rock. And then also Float by Aesop Rock. Not technically his debut, but it might be his first, like, bigger release, I guess, because he had Appleseed the year before.
Yeah, it was like twice as long.
It was long and really good. Talk about beats. One of my favorite beats of the year is Garbage off Float. Just some
Fitting.
of the zaniest shit, dude. The most verbose rap ever, and I love it. It's like, for me. I love the song Garbage, Big Bang, Prosperity. And also, it's not that great of an album, but When the Smoke Clears, 66, 61 by 3-6 Mafia. Sipping on Some Syrup. Also one of the best beats ever, and that's how Project Pat got big. His brothers with Juicy J, his older brother. So there's a lot of sick shit, a lot of different shit in 2000.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, I just got a couple. We definitely can't talk about 2000 without mentioning Like Water for Chocolate by Common. That's pretty tough to leave off my list. The whole album's really good and a lot of great beats. Common's best rapping to date, probably. And also, I just wanted to mention. What did I say I was mentioning?
Ludicrous.
Oh, yeah. Back for the first time, Ludacris. I think I definitely liked it more than these guys, but I was so into it.
I was into it.
I was moderately into it.
I was really pleasantly surprised to see Organized Noise made a song for him, so that was cool. But yeah, really good albums there.
Yeah, I guess we also have to include the W by Wu-Tang Clan. Not their best, but there is some really good songs off there, and it's just hard when it's Wu-Tang rapping that's never really bad, because they're just incapable of being that bad ever, so.
Protect Your Neck, The Jump Off, and Gravel Pit. All
Yeah,
the time.
some pretty big songs there.
Good stuff.
Yeah. All right, so
All right.
what did Nick, let's start with you. What did you have as your top 5?
All right, so for my top 5, I had at number 5, Anarchy by Busta Rhymes.
So sick.
That was probably my favorite Busta Rhymes album so far. Some of the
Debatable.
beats on here were insane, namely Street Life. Just Blaze went off. I've never heard anything like that beat, and how Busta Rhymes rapped over it, I have no idea, but the whole
Dude.
album was great.
It turns out that Busta Rhymes is just one of the best of all time.
Seriously, dude. I had no idea, but he's really, really good. And I think I forgot to talk about it in our 90s recap.
We touched on it a little bit, but yeah, Anarchy was so sick.
So good. Number 4 had Supreme Clientele by Ghostface Killah. Man, was that a crazy album. I'm sure these two will also touch on it, but the production on it, I mean, Ghostface really elevated his rapping on that album. Every song is amazing. The features are all amazing. Phenomenal album. Number 3, I had Deltron 3030. I had never heard this album before, and if you know me, I feel like this album was made specifically for me. A dystopian sci-fi future, and Del the Funky Homo Sapien plays a mechanical warrior trying to take down the New World Order. Dude, I've listened to this album like 10 times in the past week. I can't get enough of it. Yeah, dude, unreal.
Upgrade and Virus were some of my favorite songs of the year.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, got the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. I don't think there's anything original I could say about this album that hasn't already been said, but I think it's such a step up from the Slim Shady LP rapping wise. I think there's so many more songs that really showcase what Eminem was capable of, and it's such a dark theme. Slim Shady LP was a little lighter, I would say. This one's just like mean and bad, but man, he's just rapping so good that you can't help but love it. And number 1, if you've watched any of our other videos, you'd probably know that I got Stankonia by Outkast. Probably my favorite rap album of all time. It was a totally, I don't want to say like revolutionary, but like nothing before this sounded like this. They kind of like brought electronics into hip hop in a way that we haven't really seen up until this point, and you know how they are at rapping. It's incredible, and the experimentation on this just brought it to a whole nother level, as well as kind of some of the themes they were exploring, not something they typically did in the past. Really good album.
if they didn't revolutionize music with the actual music, they totally revolutionized music videos with B.O.B.
Music
But I think
video's
they
awesome.
revolutionized music as well.
I think
Yeah.
they did.
Dude, sick list. I got some similarities, but I'll start with my number 5. I had Country Grammar by Nelly. Dude, I didn't realize I liked this album as much as I did. I didn't realize this album was as good as it was, and I also didn't realize this album was as big as it was. Beyond the few really popular songs that are still getting played at bars in 2023, there were so many other tracks on that album that were fucking amazing. I was such a big fan.
It's like nothing but bangers.
Yeah, St. Louis, not a lot of music came out of St. Louis prior to this, at least not popular, but Nelly really, really had a unique style that just clicked with me real hard. Number 2, I had Train of Thought by Reflection Eternal. Never even heard it. Or, sorry, number 4. Never actually. It's Talib Kweli and High Tech. I'd never heard of this album prior to this, but I saved damn near every single song off it because the rapping, thanks to the production, is just some of the sickest I've ever heard. Number 3, I had Supreme Clientele by Ghostface. Was super blown away by his rapping on this. Elevated how I thought of him as a rapper. Always thought highly of him, but this really just brought him even higher on my rankings. Number 2, I had Stankonia by Outkast. Going into this, I thought that was going to be number 1. I also thought it was my favorite rap album of all time prior to this, but I guess not. Historically it has been, in the future it still might be, but when listened back to back with the number 1 album this year, I just like the number 1 a slightly more. And for number 1, I had the Marshall Mathers LP. I think it is just Eminem at his best. Just public service announcement as the intro. Go right into Kill You, a super hard, aggressive, foul, rough, nasty song. And then as soon as that ends, just goes right into Stan, which is the complete opposite of Kill You. And one of the biggest songs of all time. One of the best songs of all time. And when you listen to it, like in the context of the album and everything, it just makes it even better. Also had the real Slim Shady and The Way I Am on it. But then also like Remember Me, which is
One
like
of my
just
favorite
foul.
beats of all time.
Dude, it's like borderline unnecessary, but that's why it's...
Dude, the
it
whole
fits.
album is unnecessary. It's the whole point.
Yeah, then Amityville, it's like, what the And then you also had Kim on that, which is probably the single most unnecessary song of all time. But
Couldn't
I'm so
be less
into it.
necessary.
Yeah. Matt, what's up with you?
What's up, Matt?
All right, number 5, I got The Dynasty by Jay-Z. Huge upgrade, in my opinion, from Volume 3. Nick, you last week you said it might be his grimiest. I agree. Dude, it's just... listening to every single Jay-Z album multiple times, and then this way, like we're doing it chronologically again by like year. After Volume 3 and hearing this, I couldn't be more into it. It might be in my top 5 Jay-Z albums, but we'll have to see. We're going to listen to Blueprint this week, and then we have the Black Album after that. So, number 4, same as Mike, Train of Thought by Eternal Reflection. I didn't know it existed till last year when I found the song Blast. God, I love the song Blast. So apparently, Eternal Reflection, which is Talib Kweli and High Tech. Apparently, Talib Kweli met High Tech in like Cincinnati, and this whole album is like a Cincinnati type of thing. Like it's Cincinnati themed. The sound of it's supposed to be Cincinnati, and yeah, great lyricism. I agree with everything Mike said. Number 3, Supreme Clientele, Ghostface Killah. I listened to this once or twice in the past, and I didn't realize I didn't appreciate it as much as I did until now. After listening to every single Wu-Tang album that's ever been released up to this, this is one of the best ones. Because I never listened to Iron Man from 1995 or 6. God, is it so good. Ghostface is all time. For some reason too, the part of the album that sticks out to me, I can't even tell you the name of the song right now, but it's about him thinking about being a kid. In like the outro, he's like, "Man, them were the days." He's like, "When them girls is looking cute." And it's like a grown man that's been like commercially successful in rap for like 7 years. And he's saying inappropriate shit about his thoughts as a kid. I thought it was funny, and it stuck with me for some reason. Number 2, this couldn't be more difficult to put at number 2 because Eminem's my favorite artist of all time, but I'm putting Marshall Mathers at 2. Like Nick said, I can't really say much about it, but it's just because Stankonia might be my favorite album ever. Stankonia is my number 1. Nick touched on everything, but Eminem and Outkast are my favorite hip-hop musicians in history, and this was the best year. So if I could put both of them at 1, I would, but something about Stankonia, it's the epitome of their rapping, I guess, for me. I guess you could argue Aquemini, but God, it's good. I have a Stankonia poster and shit framed, but and then Marshall, dude, I don't know. This is starting to give me anxiety. It's like my 2 favorite albums of all time, so it's kind of tough to put one in front of the other. But yeah. I will say I will put Stankonia in front of it because maybe it's Eminem's best album, but it's not his best rapping. I don't care. It's some of the best ever, but I care more about rap when it comes to Eminem than I care about the music and shit. And we'll get to later albums that I think is his best rapping, but it might be my favorite Eminem album. It's hard for it not to be. Both albums are perfect to me. It's as 4 out of 4 as you can get, the Marshall Mathers LP and Stankonia. So looks like Stankonia wins 2000. But yeah. Eminem could be win. Eminem's going to be a multi-time winner, probably. So
yeah, dude, Stankonia rightfully deserves the top album of 2000. It would have been fine with Marshall Mathers LP. I mean, I had it at 1, but either way, I would not be disappointed. Because Stankonia has B.O.B., which in my opinion might be a hot take. I don't know. The single best rap song ever.
Might be.
Dude,
single,
it
at least.
Is perfect. Also, the music video that goes along with it is crazy as it gets. But I just have never heard a sound that is as sick as that.
It's
the
crazy.
Lyrics, the beat, the tempo, the musical acts in the later part of the song once they stop rapping. Dude, I'll never get over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's truly a masterpiece.
So dude, the one that does it for me every time is Red Velvet.
Yeah, so what are your guys' top 3? What are your top 3 songs on Stankonia?
Dude.
It's tough.
It's so tough. It's actually tougher than most. Because there's like 4 that couldn't deserve it more. And I don't know who to leave off. I don't want to leave any off. I feel like it's wrong to leave any of these 4 off.
I know mine.
I got them. And
go.
Yeah, there's a lot that I hate to leave off, but if I had to pick my personal top 3, I'm going Spaghetti Junction, Humble Mumble, and Red Velvet.
Man.
Yeah. Spaghetti Junction, Red Velvet, And I'm probably gonna have to put B.O.B., but I don't like that half the song is an instrumental. It's really tough to leave Humble Mumble off, because that's the song that got me deep in the Outkast. I heard Humble Mumble, and that's when I dove in. I heard that and a song off Southern Playlistic, from their debut album, and that's what got me full forced and what led them to being my favorite rap ever. But yeah, it's also hard to leave off Explosion. The part when Big Boy's like on the mic battling Ocean Eaters, got the pubs eater, fucked up and eater. And he's like babbling like an auctioneer, got the public's ears or something too loud, can't hear that Eeyore shit or pig shit, whatever it is. And then yeah, and so I think I'm gonna put B.O.B., Red Velvet, Spaghetti Junction. Spaghetti Junction's my favorite.
Yeah. You guys named 4 songs, so I'm just going to cheat and pick all 4 of those songs because I'm refusing. It's Humble Mumble, Spaghetti Junction, Red Velvet, and B.O.B. They're 4 of the best songs of all time. Yeah. So I'm just going to cheat on this one.
To add a 5th, I would put Explosion.
Dude, I would add
That's fair.
Gangsta Shit is one of my favorite beats of all time. Yeah. That is one of the wildest beats, dude.
Shit, he said, I'm shitting on her nouns and she eating my verbs or something.
I'm sucking on her nouns.
Yeah, bitches sucking on my nouns and I'm eating her
sucking
verbs.
on my nouns. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude.
But dude, can we take a second to address the coolest alter ego name of all time? How about Big Boy referring to himself as Billy Ocean?
I mean, dude, it doesn't get better.
Dude, also, and if anyone's ever seen Big Boy's episode of Cribs from this same year, they recorded this album, all the vocals, in Big Boy's shower. So sick.
Oh,
it's the best shit ever.
Dude, we gotta mention
it really
So
is.
Fresh, So Clean.
Yeah. Dude, the snapping and trapping beat, unlike really anything I've ever heard before.
Oh yeah, Killer Mike's first feature ever. Killer Mike shown to the world.
Every beat on that album, besides probably Spaghetti Junction, is like nothing you've ever heard.
Dude, that's facts.
The question mark, the hell is that, dude?
Yeah, right?
That shit's nuts.
Dude. So
and Explosion.
Sick. Yeah. And then you had the radio song, Miss Jackson.
Dude, I'm So Fresh, So Clean, and Miss Jackson are some of the best radio songs ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And dude, starting with Gasoline Dreams, is there any album first song that gets you more amped for an album? Every time I hear Gasoline Dreams, it's like, all right. I'm like, here we go. This is about to be awesome. I just want to make
love to the whole world and all her good friends. That shit.
Yeah, and dude, how about a lot of songs like ending and they're like break, and then it immediately goes into the next song and it's crazy.
It's like, sorry,
it's like break, and then it goes into gangsta shit.
Yeah,
dude,
a lot. They did
right after the ATL skit. It's like ATL break and cruising. Dude,
yeah.
This album probably has my favorite skits of all time.
Because it has the best skit of all time, which is Kim and Cookie.
Motherfucking Minute Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could talk about Stankonia for hours, dude.
And it's like, went home with the motherfucker. I feel you. You know that shit. It's so good.
So
yeah,
funny.
I think eventually we're gonna have to do a solo video just talking about Stankonia as a whole.
Yeah,
do a real deep dive into it because it's
we've only scratched the surface.
It's truly unlike anything ever.
We should do a whole video for every Outkast album and every Eminem album.
Yeah.
Because why not talk about the two things we're most into? At least Mike and I.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, all right. Stankonia wins. Crazy to put Marshall Mathers not winning is crazy, but
It's crazy.
it's well deserved.
I thought it was. Matt, I knew Nick was gonna pick Stankonia. I'm surprised you didn't.
Mike,
Pick
it's like
Eminem.
my favorite album ever across all music,
I know,
and
but
it has been since for 8 years.
Dude, I almost picked Marshall Mathers. That album
I
was
know.
so good.
Dude, no, I know. I thought about it.
But
although I do think my only knock against Stankonia is that I don't really like the end of the album. Toilet Trisha, Slum Beautiful, Prenup, and then Stankonia, Stank Love.
Yeah.
I'm not that into any of those four. They're
it's
fine.
slow, but
If it just
it's-
ended on gangsta shit, I'd be so happy.
Marshall Mathers isn't perfect either. Kim is
No.
one of my least favorite Eminem songs, and I'm as big of a fan as you can get of Eminem,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. No, they're both. But when you experiment that much and
Hey.
try to do that much,
no.
What are you gonna
Let's real quick do our top 3 Marshall Mathers songs.
all right, that's fine. That's fair.
I could do it.
I can
Yeah.
do it. Mine are Who Knew, I'm Back, and Drug Ballad.
Kim, Remember Me, in Amityville. No. Absolutely not.
The worst guy.
Yeah.
The Real Slim Shady, Stan, and The Way I Am. I'm pretty sure The Way I Am was the first song he produced by himself entirely. On
Dude, I
his
love the
albums.
way I am.
Yeah.
Dude, The Way I Am is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still listen to that shit all the time.
Dude, and Criminal's awesome, and Under the Influence. Every song on this album is awesome except Kim.
You know what
Yeah.
I noticed for the first time when we just listened to this was the bass line on The Way I Am is so hard. It's unbelievable. It's so cool. I never noticed it, but I was like, damn.
Some
It's
great
awesome.
bass lines on this album.
Yeah. All right, Mike, I'm going to go before you.
That's fine.
Remember Me, Drug Ballad, and
Dude,
The Way I Am.
Remember Me's really in your top 5?
Dude, Mike, it's legit.
Dude, it's
top 5 beat of all time for me. That beat
it's
is,
so sick, but it's also fucking trash.
It's bad, dude.
Dude,
Man,
it's
put
not-
Who
it's-
Knew. Who Knew is just as bad.
No, dude, I think I'm
Who
doing
Knew's my
Kill You,
favorite.
Who Knew, and Criminal.
Really?
Dude, I'm
Kill You
might be. I love Kill You.
Kill You might be worse than putting Remember Me.
No, dude,
Fuck.
Remember Me has 2 trash ass verses, and then Eminem talking about shooting up a school.
Trash, that dude.
That's dude.
Better than cheddar,
Good.
better than cheddar. Dude, that shit's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kill You's bad, dude.
Yeah. Our parents do not like that song.
No, dude,
Most people don't.
parents were terrified of this album. They did not want their children to listen to this.
Dude,
Rightfully so.
Who Knew is about it. Who Knew is
Yeah.
Who Knew is my I can't even say that.
I know.
It's Who Knew is so sick. You
Dude,
know
and
what
haven't
song
even
doesn't get
touched
enough
on-
love either is Marshall Mathers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
because it's just not as good as the rest.
No, but it's so sick.
Dude, also the star power in Bitch Please.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Dude, that's
Alright,
just
give it
nothing
the
but
mic.
killers on that.
Again, dude.
A couple
we can
literal
make
killers.
a whole
Yeah, let's
video
make a whole
about
video on this album.
Yeah. All right. I want to thank you guys for watching this video then. Please comment, your top album of 2000 or multiple. We'll reply to all of them. If you like the video, please like the video. If you really like the video, please subscribe to us so you can hear more. And we'll catch you later. Peace.